In this video, you're going to discover 3 tips that are going to help you or your students stop squeaking on the saxophone. And I'm going to reveal the one weird reason why you may be squeaking that you haven't considered before. Hi, I'm Donna from DonnaSchwartzMusic.com, the site to boost your playing up to the next level. This video is sponsored by Ligature reeds. Ligature reeds are reliable, they're consistent, and they're durable. Just give them a try. They're widely available on Amazon, woodwindandbrasswind.com, in many of your local stores. All right, so we want to get to those tips about how to stop squeaking on the saxophone. Well, the first tip has to deal with the most common reasons why, all right? The first most common reason why is that your reed may not be lined up right. So here I have on my 10 M-Fan Black Widow mouthpiece with my Rovner Van Gogh ligature, I've got my Ligature signature reed here, and you could see it's not lined up, okay? It's off kilter, it's a little bit pinch high, but it's really off kilter. That's one definite reason why you would definitely squeak. Okay, so make sure that you line your reeds up properly. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, I've got a video on my site. You could check out the show notes below or the link above. The next most common reason why you may be squeaking on the saxophone is that you're not articulating properly. Well, what is articulation? Articulation is starting and stopping the note. We don't go we start the note with our tongue. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, I've got a special discount for you on my Articulate Like the Pros course. I'll put the link in the show notes below. Definitely check it out. It's going to help you articulate all styles of music with a really, really simple system that I've had success with for all of my students. So tip number 1 was about the most common reasons. Now, here's the next tip to prevent squeaking. You've got to make sure that your reed is wet. It's got to be thoroughly wet. So you can't wet just the tip of the reed. You've got to wet the other side of the reed. We call this the butt end, okay? You don't put the whole reed in your mouth. You soak one side and then you soak the other. The other thing that you can do is a lot of people put their reeds in a glass jar or a container of water, but you've got to soak the entire reed. Now, there's another fix that you can do if you insist on using cane reeds. You can use Rejuvenate, okay? Rejuvenate is a great product for people that use cane reeds, and essentially you're storing 3 reeds in here and they're color-coded, all right? There's a sponge in there that you wet with original Listerine, not the colored stuff, the original Listerine, and it stores your reeds wet. So when you pull it out, it's ready to play. But the best way to make sure that your reeds are playing and you don't have to worry about keeping them wet, try synthetic reeds like Ligature reeds. Okay, you pull them out, boom, they're ready to go. Now the third reason, and this is the weird one that most people don't think of, and let me give you a little backstory. So I grew up in New York, spent most of my life there, and I could never figure out for the longest time why in the wintertime I would be squeaking all the time. It didn't make sense. New York's a very humid place, but in the wintertime it's very dry. Okay, now years later, I had a student who lives in an area where it's very, very humid. She traveled to the States and was staying in a really dry area and was really having a hard time. So the weird reason is the humidity or lack of it. Okay, so again, you've got to consider that. If it's a really dry area, like Los Angeles, like Phoenix, any of the southern states or any parts in the world where it's usually warm but not humid, you've got to keep that into consideration. And honestly, your best bet is a synthetic reed. And again, I'm going to plug Ligature, not only because they're sponsoring this video. I've been using Ligature reeds for a really, really long time, okay? They do last a long time. They're reliable. I've been using them for gosh, more than 15 years. And if I've had to return 5, which I haven't, but if I've had to return 5 in all those years because the strength wasn't right, that was a lot. All right, so they're really reliable and they're durable. This would be my number 1 suggestion. If you're living in a climate where it's really dry and you're just squeaking all the time and you're getting frustrated with your cane reeds and even wetting them is not going to be good enough. Okay, so that's what I would recommend. Want more tips like these? Well, hey, hit the subscribe button and you'll know when my next video will be coming out. You'll be notified. But also go to my website, donnaschwartzmusic.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter where I share tips like this with you every single week. And check out the website, check out the free stuff tab where you find lots of information right there. Thanks for joining me. On that note, take care. Have a great day.